All right, eighth graders, hopefully this one works. We are going to take a second one off your list. So you wrote about one on Friday. Now you're going to take a different one off of this list, or just another one that you have in your mind. And this one is, pick one this time that you think has a lot of action in it or has a lot of conflict in it, because this one we're going to draw out as a storyboard. Instead of writing about it, we're going to draw it out. There's some advantages to this because you actually have to visualize it and think about how it appears in picture form, and that can really help you write it when it comes time to writing. So I'm going to do one too, and the one that I'm going to do is a time that you didn't speak up but should have, right? So I'm going to start out drawing a time that I didn't speak up, but I should have. It's a time that I did not defend someone in my family. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to think about it like if I was shooting a movie, and I would want to take it in different shots. And so it starts on just, I don't know, a day after school, and it took place on the bus. So if I was kind of doing a movie, now remember, you don't have to draw well because you're going to see that I don't draw well at all. But I'm just going to draw a picture of a bus because that's where the scene takes place. A bus, side of school. Here's my school. Here's the bus. This is kind of a short bus, but anyway, this is my first scene in my picture. And so my feeling in this picture is just one of tension, I guess. If I put the mood in here, it's always a little bit tense. If you ride buses, then you know that feeling. It's always like, where are you going to sit? Are you going to get the seat you want? That kind of thing. So whenever you get on the bus at the end of the day, it feels good to be going home, but you got to get through the bus ride. Okay. Well, my bus ride in school was always more tense because my brother rode the bus, and my brother is a disabled person, and he has Down syndrome, and he would go to a different school, but he would take the bus home with us. So I'm going to draw a picture of the inside of the bus. Here's the aisle, and here's the back of the seats. You can see there's the big window in front of the bus. Okay, there's the windows on the side. Now my brother, this is kind of the front of the bus. I always sat in the front of the bus. My brother was sitting here, my brother, okay, and I was sitting across from him. Notice I'm not sitting with him. Okay, notice that. But I am sitting across from him, and could keep an eye on him, but it didn't look like I was with him, right? So he would also sit in this seat, and he would look over at me sometimes, and he would wave at me, right? And I would just kind of smile back at him. And so the mood here is even a little bit more tense because I hated riding the bus home with my brother because bus rides were stressful enough, right? And the next part of my storyboard is, of course, we were on the bus early, and then more kids are getting on the bus. So I'm not very good at drawing this, but I'm just going to show and the windows of the bus, seats in the bus. Okay. And then more kids are getting on the bus. And looking for spots to sit. And again, this is even makes me more anxious because sometimes they would look over at my brother and I was always hoping they wouldn't say anything to him, right? Then draw a picture again of the aisle of the bus and me. Hard to draw me in the bus, but I'll remember. I'm sitting in the bus. My brother, again, is sitting other side of the bus, across from me. And then the meanest kids on the bus get on. And you know who they are. And these kids get on, and they walk down over here, and they sit right behind my brother. And now I am feeling sick because these are the last kids I want sitting behind my brother. It's these mean, I'll make them look mean kids. And now I'm going to draw a close-up because I remember one kid in particular. He was wearing like this red hat and he had this big mouth full of like broken teeth. I don't know if that's really the way it was, but that's just what I remember. And he had these big glasses on. And he is behind my brother. And I feel like he had been in a fight because his mouth was bleeding too. And he had this big nose. You can see I have a really good memory of him. And he is calling my brother a retard. And he is saying, "Get off the bus." Now, here's me, my seat, and I feeling so sick and so angry, and I'm imagining myself punching that boy in the face. That's what I want to do. And I want to yell at him and I want to punch him in the face. I imagine myself doing that. But instead of doing that, I turn away from my brother. I look away. I look out the bus window and I let that boy say those things to my brother. Eventually, he gets tired talking to my brother, and he gets up and he goes to the back. Here, I'm drawing him kind of bad. He goes to the back of the bus. I'll just draw it because I can't draw moving. This is the back of the bus. And now I am still